Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing absolutely well. Guys, in this video we are going to practice questions related to your Wipro Elite assessment and WILP assessment. So if you are also going to appear for your Wipro's assessment, that is your online assessment soon, this video is going to be super helpful because we are going to practice questions from your aptitude, reasoning, verbal, all types of questions, and just by practicing questions from one single video you will get the idea of complete types of questions and on different topics. Okay, so make sure to watch the video till complete end, and if you have any doubts in any of the questions, let me know that in the comment section. Guys, I just want one thing from you guys. If you are finding this video helpful, please do write the word helpful in the comment section. With that I get to know how many of you are preparing for this assessment and I can post more videos related to that. So guys, before we start the video, if you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel as I regularly post these kinds of helpful preparation material for all of you. Also, if someone is not aware, I have a complete playlist on Wipro on my channel. Make sure to check this playlist too. You will find a lot of helpful practice questions videos in this playlist. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's get started with our first question. A product's price increases from rupees 500 to 575. What is the percentage increase? Okay, so let's see. Let's first of all find out the increase in price. Okay, so increase in price is what? 575 minus 500, right? Which is going to be 75. So increase in price is 75. Now percentage increase, we have the formula as this much increase divided by initial value. Okay, 500 multiplied by 100. Okay, so this will finally give us what? This will cut by this and 5 will cut by this one. So 5 ones are 5, 5 fives are 25. So we will get the percentage increase as 15%. Okay, hope you have understood it, how to find this type of how to solve this type of question. Let's now move on to the next question. Let's look at this question that we have based on simple interest. The question is, a sum of rupees 12,500 amounts to 15,500 in 4 years at the rate of simple interest. What is the rate of interest we have to find in this case? Okay, so see, like in order to solve the questions related to simple interest, this is the main formula that you have to remember. That is, simple interest is equals to PRT divided by 100. Okay, where P is what? P is your principal amount. Okay, and then R is your rate and T is the time. Okay, now let's try to solve this question based on the data which is given to us and what is asked to us. See, first let's understand what is asked to us. The thing that is asked to us is what is the rate of interest. Okay, so rate means R value we need to find out. So remaining everything must be given to us, then only we can find out the rate value by substituting all the other values, right? So see, let's start reading the first thing. Sum of 12,005 rupees amounts to 15,500, which means this was the principal amount that was invested, right? And then this amount was later on increased to this one. Okay, so see, in order to calculate SI, what we can do is, what is the final amount? If we subtract that from that, if we subtract the initial or principal amount, we get the simple interest. Okay, so in this case we got the simple interest value. Now we can easily substitute in our formula. Okay, so let's see, we have SI value with us. Now let's see what are the other values. 4 years. So time also we have. So T value also we have 4 years. Now P value. So P is already given. P is the principal, right, which is 12,500. So we have all the values. Our work is just to substitute all the values in the formula and then we will get it. So let's substitute it. Okay, so see, SI value I will put first, which is 3,000. Okay, and then here we have principal amount, which is 12,500. Okay, then multiplied by what? Multiplied by R value. So as of now R is the only one which we need to find out, so I will write as it is, T value, which is 4 year, and then divided by 100. Okay, let's now find the R value. So what I will do, I will keep R here and then remaining things I will send on the other side. So 3000 will be here and 100 will go there, so it will be 100 here and then divided by this 12,500 multiplied by 4. Okay, so some things will get cancelled. Once you will cancel and all everything, you will finally get the answer as R value as 6, and R is what? Rate, so it will be in percentage. Okay, so the correct answer for this question will be 6%. Let's see if we have that option. Yes, option number 4 is correct, which is option number D. 6% is the answer for this question. Okay, hope you have understood it. If you are aware of this formula, then you can mostly clear any of the questions that you get on simple interest. So the formula is PRT upon 100. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section. Moving on to the next question. Let's see the next question that we have. A candidate scores 720 marks and scores 60 percentage. What are the maximum marks? Okay, so let's see. First of all, let maximum marks be M. Okay, because we have to find, so let maximum marks be M. We have assumed that the maximum marks value is M. Now we will set up the equation. Okay, so candidate secured 60% marks, right? So 60% of maximum marks, okay, is how much? 720. This is what the word problem is saying. So we will just need to solve this equation to find out the final answer. So 60%, which means 60 by 100 into M equals to 720. M is equals to 720 divided by multiplied by 100 divided by 60, right? This will get cancelled, this and this will also get cancelled. Finally we will have the answer as 1200. Okay, so the correct answer in this case will be 1200. Let's look at the question now. The cost price of 10 articles is equals to the selling price of 9 articles. Find the profit percentage. So we have been given some data and we have to find the profit percentage based on this data. So let's start solving this problem. So first what we will do is, let cost price be X. Okay, we will assume the cost price to be X. Why so? Because we have to find the profit percentage, and in that we will need the cost price. So that is why we are assuming our cost price to be X, and also we will assume our selling price to be Y, because cost price and selling price are not given to us as of now. So what we will say is, what is given in the question is the cost price of 10 articles is equals to selling price of 9 articles. So according to this statement, we can write something like this: 10x equals to 9y, right? So once this is done, what we will try to find out is, we will try to find out the value of y, which will be 10x by 9, right? So now we will try to find out the profit percentage. So let me first of all write down how can we find out the profit percentage. So it is going to be selling price minus cost price, okay, this much, divided by cost price, okay, into 100. So this is like entire into 100. This is our profit percentage. Now let's substitute the values and we will find out our like final answer. So selling price is our what? Y. Cost price is our X, and then divided by X, right, multiplied by 100, right? Now what we will do in this equation, we will substitute the value of y. So 10x by 9 minus x, okay, divided by x multiplied by 100. Now when you will further solve it, you will reach out, you will find out that 100 by 9 percentage will be our final answer. So let's see if we have that option. The option number B is correct here. So that is why the answer for this question is option number B, which is 9. So this question was based on cost price and selling price. Okay, so yeah, let's now move on to the next question. The question is, if 10 men can complete a task in 15 days, how many men are needed to complete the same task in 6 days? Okay, so we are given the options 20, 25, 30 and 15. First of all, whenever you get this kind of question, just try to follow this approach. You will find the answer very easily. So what we will do is, we will find out, like, what we will do, work equals to man into days, okay, number of days given to us. So what is given to us is 10 men can complete a task in how many days? 15 days. So what we will call as is, work is done in 150 man days. Okay, this is the terminology that we use for these kinds of questions. Now what we are asked is, how many men are needed to complete the same task in 6 days. So what we will do, required man is equals to whatever the total work we have, okay, divided by days. Okay, so see, we have already found the total work in terms of man days. So here we will write 150, and number of days is asked is 6 days. Okay, so which is 6. That's will give us 25. So option number B that we have is 25. Answer is going to be option number B, that is 25. I'll repeat or revise this question again. See, what we have to do is always whenever a requirements are asked, what we have to do is total work upon days. Now work we need to convert it into like man days. Okay, this is like we are changing the value to in terms of days unit. So that is why when we have found out the total work in terms of man days, we have got 150 here, then we have days, so then 6 days we are like putting it here, and then when we find out or cut off, the final answer comes to be 25. So the final answer is 25 men are needed to complete the same task in 6 days. Okay, let's move on to the next question now. What is the simple interest on 10,000 rupees at 5% per annum for 2 years? The options that we have are 500 and 1000, 2000, 1500. Let's see. So simple interest is being asked to us. So if you are not aware, the simple interest formula is what? P R P divided by 100. Okay, where what does P stands for? Principal. Okay, and R stands for what? Rate, and T stands for time. Okay, let's try to see if we have these values given to us or not. So P is given to us, okay, because P is what? Principal amount, which is like 10,000. Next is what? R, rate. So rate is also given to us, which is 5%, and T is also given to us, which is 2 years, right? So let's try to substitute the value and find out the simple interest. So 10,000 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 2 divided by 100. Okay, and when we cut off, this will get cut off, and the final answer that we get is 1000. Okay, so the option number B also here also holds relevant, which is 1000. So the correct answer for this question is 1000. I hope you must have got the answer for, like, understood the answer for this question. If you have any doubts, please ask it in the comment section. I can clear it more. Let's now move on to the next question. The ratio of two numbers is 3:4 and their sum is 56. What are the two numbers? Okay, so let's try to solve this. First of all, this is a question based on ratio and proportion, and these questions are very important, and these are like regularly being asked. That's why I have covered this one. So let's consider the numbers to be, let the numbers to be 3x and 4x, because we have been given that the ratio is 3:4. So let the ratio to be 3x and 4x, and what are the two numbers? We have this question. Now what we can do is, one thing is given to us, that the sum of the numbers is 56. 3x plus 4x, we can write it as 56, and let's try to solve this equation. Simple. 7x equals 56, x equals what? 56 by 7, which is going to be what? 8. So x value we have found out as 8. Now let's find out the digits. So 3x is equals to 3 into 8, which is going to be 24, and 4x equals to 4 into 8, which is going to be 32. Okay, so let's see if we have the answer as 24 and 32 or not. So I think option number B is 24 and 32. So in this case, the correct answer is option number B. So in this case, you will get in this way, like you will get ratio and proportion based questions also. So it's a good like that, I would say it's a better practice that you practice these kinds of questions beforehand, so that you don't feel it very new while you are actually seeing them in the exam. Let's move on to the next question. The average of 5 numbers is 48. If one of the numbers is excluded, the average becomes 46. What is the excluded number? Okay, and we have been given the 4 options for the number. So let's try to see, let's try to use the data which is given to us. So average of 5 numbers is 48. Okay, average is what? 48. Now always whenever this average kinds of questions are given to us, try to find the total based on the average. Okay, so how you will calculate total? Total will be, it is average of what? 5 numbers. So 5 into 48. Okay, 5 into 48 is going to be what? 240. Now if one number is excluded, the average becomes 46. Okay, so This is like total of how many numbers? 5 numbers. In the same way, if we count total of 4 numbers, how much we will get? 4 into 48, that is going to be 184. Value was 46, because what was told to us is when one number is excluded, the average becomes what? 46, right? So while calculating the value, we have to make sure that the average should be 46. So 4 into 46 is going to be 184. Now we have to find out that 240 minus 184. So it is going to be how much? 56. So that is what our digit is. So the excluded number was 56. The answer for this question is option number A. Let's look at this question that we have. An automobile financier claims to be lending money at simple interest, but he includes the interest every 6 months for calculating the principal. If he is charging an interest of 10%, the effective rate of interest becomes what? Okay, so see, this is again an easy question only, but you have to be attentive while solving it. So see, how can we solve this question is, first of all, let us consider that the sum or the principal amount is 100. Okay, because in this one we have to consider, or like we have to assume few values. Okay, let the sum be rupees 100. Okay, so sum initially I have considered as 100, and then what we will do, we will try to calculate simple interest for first 6 months. Okay, first 6 months, what it will be, we have the formula for simple interest is what? PRT by 100. Let's try to substitute the values. So see, P is what? Principal is 100, right? We have considered that. Rate is what? 10%. It is given to us in the question. Okay, and initially T will be first 1. Okay, we are considering, and then T will be 1 by 2. Okay, because 6 months, right? So we are considering T value as 1 by 2. Okay, now on solving, what we will get, if you will cut off and all, you will get the value as 5. Okay, for simple interest. Okay, for first 6 months. In the same way, what we will do, simple interest for next 6 months, right? Or last 6 months, you can say. Okay, because for 1 year only we are calculating, right? So for last 6 months, it is going to be what again? PRT by 100. Okay, now this time the sum will be how much? Initially it was 10. Now 5 interest is also added, right? So this time our principal will be 105. Okay, rate 10%, and then 1 by 2 for the next 6 months and divided by 100. Okay, now on solving this, what you will get, you will cut off few values and all. After that, what you will get is 5.25 as the simple interest for the next 6 months. Now amount that we will have by the end of the year. Okay, amount by end of the year, what we will have, we will see, initially we invested 100, right? Then on that we got 5 interest for first 6, and then 5.25 for next 6, right? So when total we will do it, we will get 110.25. okay, this is the total amount for like the entire year. Now if we count, what we were asked is to calculate the effective rate. Effective rate is what? So let's calculate the effective rate is nothing but the final value of or amount that we have got minus the initial value that we took, okay, which is 10.25%. So in this way, the correct answer is going to be option number B, which is 10.25%. I hope you have understood it. It's just that you have to understand how to calculate effective rate. Okay, so for effective rate, basically whatever the value that we invested initially, and then whatever the value that we got at the final, we will subtract those values. And since in this case we were not having some data, so we have assumed the data to be 100, and based on that we have done our calculation. So finally we got our value as 10.25%. It is easy. Once you practice these kinds of question, it won't be that much tough. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can write it in the comment section. Moving on to the next question now. If 35% of a number is 280, what is the number? So see, simple, straightforward. We are just simplifying our concepts right now. 35% of a number, we don't know the number, but we know that 35% of a number is 280. So we can write it in this way. 35%, how can this be written? Okay, so right now I'm just telling you once, but going forward we will directly write it. So 35 by 100, which can be written as 0.35. okay, so 35 of x is equals to 280, and this will be 0.35 of x is equals to 280. So x will be how much? 280 divided by 0.35. When you will solve it, you will get the answer as 800. So x value is 800, or the number is 800. The correct answer in this question will be 800. Let's see the question. The question is identify the error in the following sentences. Okay, so we have a sentence, and what we need to do is we need to find the errors in this sentence. Okay, and in which exact part the error is there, we have to mention that. So the sentence is she has been here since 3 years. Okay, and now the options we have is different parts of this sentence only, like she has been working since 3 years, no error. So we have to tell exactly in which part of the sentence the error is there. So the correct answer for this question is going to be option number C, since 3 years. Why? Because which means the error is in this part. Okay, now what is the correct answer for this one? So instead of since 3 years, it should say for 3 years. Okay, because we will say it as for 3 years. So the complete sentence is going to be she has been working here for 3 years. Okay, we will not say since 3 years, we will say it as for 3 years. Now let's move on to the next question, which is this one. So the question is choose the word that is most similar in meaning to the given word. So now we have been given a word and we have 4 options for it. We have to find out which is similar to this word, which means we can also say we have to tell the synonym. Okay, what is the synonym of obsolete? Okay, so obsolete synonym we have to tell. So let's see modern. So okay, before telling the synonym of a word, we should understand what obsolete means. Okay, so obsolete means which is like kind of old, or it is very old or something like that. Okay, to give you an idea what obsolete means, I am just telling you. So, or not very useful as of now, or it is not being used regularly, so that is what is called as obsolete. What is meant as obsolete? So modern means new. Okay, so we cannot say modern. Outdated. Okay, outdated fit in like this term, which is outdated means which is no longer being used. So let's now consider outdated as a answer for this. Let's see further options. Necessary. No, necessary is also not relevant, and updated is also not relevant. So the correct answer is outdated. Okay, so the correct answer is outdated. So obsolete means is outdated. The another word for obsolete is outdated. The correct answer is answer number B. Let's move on to the next question now. Choose the word that is opposite in meaning to the given word. Now opposite means what? Antonym. Okay, just in case because it's not like always in the exam you will get the questions just with this word only or this sentence only, like similar in meaning, opposite in meaning. You can even get it like tell the antonym of this word, so you should know what it is asking. So the question is diligent. Okay, diligent, and we have to find the opposite of it. So now to give you an idea, diligent is something like very proactive or something. Okay, you can say it in this way, very active or something. Okay, so the options are lazy, careful, hardworking, and determined. So we know like active, and then the opposite is lazy. So that is why the correct answer for this question is option number A, which is lazy. Moving on to the next question, fill in the blank with the most appropriate word. We have a sentence and we have to fill in this blank with the given from by selecting one of the options from the given options. So the question, the statement is the teacher emphasized the importance of dash the rules. The teacher emphasized the importance of obeying, obeyed, obey, or obedience. So the correct answer is obeying. Okay, the correct answer is option number A, which is obeying. Okay. So guys, now before moving forward to the next question, I want to tell you a few things. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please make sure to subscribe it, because a lot of these kinds of helpful videos are going to come on the channel, so you don't miss any important update. So that's why make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Also guys, before watching the answers of the question, make sure that you pause the video and think of it in your mind, because that is going to help you improve your muscle memory, and you will not just rely on watching the video and seeing the answers. You also have to train your brain to think. So that's why before watching the final answer, please make sure that you pause, or at least think in your mind that is from your perspective what can be the answer of a question. Let's move on to the next question now. We have a passage. Read the passage below and answer the following question. Okay, so from this passage we have to give the answer. Let's read the passage. Global warming is the long-term heating of the Earth's climate system observed since pre-industrial period between 1850 and 1900 due to human activities. This is primitively caused by fossil fuel burning, which increases heat trapping and greenhouse gas levels. So the question now that is being asked to us is what is the primary cause of global warming? So greenhouse gas level, fossil fuel burning, pre-industrial period, or human activities. So let's see where was the term global warming in this one. So see, global warming is here. Okay, and just I would say like just pause for a minute and think of it. What is the reason for it? So the correct answer for this question is fossil fuel burning. Okay, answer number B. So now like in this kinds of passage based question, you won't get the answer in just one reading or something. You need to read over and over to get the correct answer. Okay, and the correct answer lies here. This is primarily caused by fossil fuel burning. Okay, let's move on to the next question now. Rearrange the following sentences to form a meaningful paragraph. Okay, now again we have 4 sentences. What we need to do is we need to rearrange them to give a meaningful paragraph. Okay, so let's read the sentences first. A better solution might be available. The current method is flawed. Many scientists agree on this point. Research is being conducted to find alternatives. Okay, so okay, now again you have to give some time, think of it, try to find out the solution, and then watch the video to see the final solution. Let's move on to the solution now. So the first sentence is going to be sentence number 2, which is the current method is flawed. Next statement is many scientists agree on this point. Okay, the next sentence is going to be research is being conducted to find alternatives, and the next is first a better solution might be available. So 2 3 4 1 is the correct answer for this question. Let's move on to the next one. What does the idiom beat around the bush mean? Okay, now you have been given a idiom, so you have to tell what is the correct answer for it and what does this mean actually. So question options are to speak directly, to discuss unrelated topics, to avoid the main topic, to criticize someone. So the correct answer for it is to avoid the main topic. The answer is option number C. So we usually use this idiom in our sentences, like when someone is not coming directly to the point. Okay, so we say that just don't beat around the bush, try to come to the point. So that is so it does means that to avoid the main topic, the person is avoiding the main topic, they are beating around the bush. Moving on to the next question. Convert the following sentence into passive voice. So we have a sentence, we have to convert it into passive voice. So okay, usually in the exams you will be given 4 options, but for better preparation I have removed the options for this question and I will directly give you the answer. So the question is, the chef prepared a delicious meal. Okay, we have to convert it into passive. So what it is, like how the answer is going to be, a delicious meal was prepared by the chef. Okay, so see, passive voice. Okay, so we have to say it in this way, like what chef is doing, a delicious meal was prepared by the chef. We don't have to say it in a active way, we have to say it in a passive way. Moving on to the next question. Convert the following sentence into direct speech. So this is an indirect speech, that is, she said I am going to the market. So what is the direct speech? Answer is going to be, so she said that she was going to the market. So it is simple. Okay, so when it comes to indirect to the direct sentence, we just have to add a that. So the correct answer is she said that she was going to the market. Moving on to the next question. Find the part of the sentence with an error. Okay, so now we have a sentence. Now in this sentence there are there is a part which has error, so we have to find out which part exactly has the error. The sentence is, the student was excited for the trip to the museum. Okay, so the options are, the student was excited for the trip to the museum. Okay, so the answer is option number B. And why so? Because instead of was excited, it should be the students were excited. Okay, because student is not singular, it is plural, so that's why students were excited. Okay, so moving on to the next question. The question is, complete the passage. We have a paragraph and we have to fill in the blanks on this paragraph. Okay, now before reading this question, guys, if you are not aware, these kinds of questions are called as closed test. Okay, closed test. So because when we read the syllabus, we have many topics, right? So I am creating this video in such a way that all the questions from different topics will come, so that in one single video your complete preparation can be done. So okay, now let's read the question. During the pandemic, people started dash their health more seriously. Many began to dash exercise into their daily routines. The question is, options are ignoring, avoid, considering, include, neglecting, exclude, assessing, overlook. So let's try to fit in the first option, which is many people started ignoring their health more seriously. No, definitely people were not ignoring their health. Instead, they were taking care of it. So the second option, let's see that many people started considering. Yes, this seems to be a better fit. Again, third one is neglecting, which means not taking care, and fourth is assessing. We never assess the health, we take care of it. So which means considering. Many people started considering their health more seriously. Many began to include exercise into their daily routine. Okay, so the correct answer for this question is going to be answer option B, which is considering and include. Let's move on to the next question now. The next question is, choose the correct word to complete the sentence. Now guys, this kind of questions like comes under the topic called as word usage. Okay, now I will also tell you the topics for which the question belongs. So word usage, this is the question from word usage. The question is, he was dashed by the performance and decided to join the class. The options are inspire, inspiring, inspired, inspiration. The correct answer for this question is, he was inspired by the performance. So answer option number C is the correct answer. Moving on to the next question. Now guys, before we dive deep into this question, if you are finding this videos helpful, and if you want to see more such videos, please comment down and let me know on which specific topic you want more questions. And also please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet, otherwise you will not receive any notifications whenever I upload any video. So let's read out this question. This question is, we have to rearrange the following sentences to form a coherent paragraph or a meaningful paragraph. Now the topic, this one is called as para jumbles. Okay, just the reason for telling this topics is so that you will know that we are covering questions from different topics in verbal ability. So the options, so these are not the options, but these are the sentences which we have to arrange. The first sentence is, this leads to better decision making. Critical thinking is an essential skill. It allows individuals to analyze situation efficiently. Developing this skill takes time and practice. So the first sentence is second, okay, which is like critical thinking is an essential skill. The next is going to be third. It allows individuals to analyze situation effectively. Next option, next sentence is going to be sentence number 1. This leads to better decision making. Developing skills take time and practice. So the correct answer is 2, 3, 1, 4. Let me know if you found it, if you yourself were able to find the answer for this one or not. So moving on to the next question. Choose the correct one word substitution. And we have the sentence as, a person who speaks many languages. The options are polyglot, linguist, translator, orator. So please pause for a minute, think of this answer in your mind, and until then let me tell you which topic it is. So the topic is vocabulary, and in the vocabulary we have a like different topics. So this is like one word substitution is the topic name. Okay, so okay, now the question is, a person who can speak many. Now many can also be said as poly, okay, in some context. So the word polyglot is the correct answer for this question, which is option number A. Polyglot is the answer. Moving on to the next question. Choose the correctly spelled word, and we have 4 spellings of maintenance. So before we look into the options, let me tell you the topic. The topic is called as spelling errors. Okay, and now let's see the spelling of maintenance. Okay, so now if you're not very good with English, you have to go through every word and then you have to figure out. But if you are someone like me who already have a basic understanding of English language, what I would suggest is try writing the spelling which you have in your mind. Okay, because sometimes what happens now, while seeing the options we get confused, and even the actual spelling we also forget, okay, which we already have in our mind. So before even seeing the options, try to write the spelling that you have in your mind and try to see if any option is matching. Okay, and if you are confident that the spelling that you know might be correct, so make sure to select that option. Let's see, maintain nens. Okay, so in this one the E is there. Okay, in my one I have written A, and I am pretty sure that this is the correct one. So what I will do is I will try to look for this option. So maintain, this one is totally wrong because here we are using ten. Okay, no, yeah, sorry, this is only the correct because here also in our one also we have ten, right? So maintenance. Okay, the correct answer is option number B. Okay, in option C, let's see what was there. So here it was TAN, and in option C it was again EN, because in our case it was AN. So the correct answer is maintenance, which is option number B. Moving on to the next question, which is from the topic preposition. Okay, the question is filling the blank with the correct preposition. The options, the sentence that we have is, she was delighted dash the gift she received. The options are of, by, at, with. The correct answer is option number D, that is, she was delighted with the gift that she has received. Okay, so the correct answer is with. Moving on to the next question now. Choose the best replacement. Okay, of choose the best replacement for the underlined part of the sentence. Okay, and we have the sentence as, if he was knowing the truth he would have spoken up. Now, in this sentence also we have to find out which part is not grammatically correct and which has to be replaced. So this type of topic is called as sentence improvement. Okay, sentence improvement is the topic, and let's read the statements once again. If he was knowing the truth he would have spoken it. So was knowing is not the correct, okay, sentence. So what now we have to figure out, was knowing should be replaced with which option. Okay, if he has known, no. If he knew, yes, this seems to be correct. Let's see the other two options. If he knows, no. If he was known, no. So if he knew the truth he would have spoken up. So the correct answer is option number B. Moving on to the next question now. Choose the correct word and fill in the blank. The question is, the scientist's discovery was a dash breakthrough in a field of medicine. The options that we have are historic, historical, historically, and history. Now, this question is from the topic called as word usage in a context. So let's see which word will fit in this fill in the blank. Okay, the scientist's discovery was a historic breakthrough in the field of medicine. Yes, this seems to be logical and correct also. It is fitting also. Let's see remaining, historical, historically, and history doesn't seem to be fit in this context. So the correct answer is option number A. Now, in this kinds of questions you have to try putting the word in every word in the fill in the blanks and see whichever sentence is making more sense in the context. So use that one. Let's move on to the next question now. Choose the synonym of the word eloquent. Okay, so we have the word eloquent. We have to find the synonym or the similar meaning word. We have the options as fluent, hesitant, inarticulate, and reserved. So first of all, let me tell you what eloquent means. Eloquent means something which is smooth or fluent only. So the correct answer is, we already have this word fluent itself in the options. So fluent is the correct option. Okay. Answer for this question is option number A, fluent. Moving on to the next question now. Choose the antonym of the word prosperity. Okay, so we have 4 words: wealth, poverty, growth, success. So prosperity means, we all know prosperity means having good wealth and growing. So but here we need to find the antonym. So growth cannot be the option, success also cannot be the one, wealth can also not be the one. The opposite of prosperity is poverty. So the answer for this question is option number B, that is poverty. Moving on to the next question, guys. Again, before starting the next question, again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. And if you haven't liked the video also, please like it and let me know your views also in the comment, if you are liking these kinds of videos or not, so that I will know and I will get the motivation to bring more such content for all of you. Let's see the question now. Complete the sentence with the most appropriate word. So we have the sentence: the manager asked the team to stay dash the project deadlines. The options are on it, by it. The manager asked the team to stay on the project deadline. No, this does not seem well. The option second, which is the manager asked the team to stay in the project deadlines. No. The manager asked, okay, sorry guys, I missed this one. The answer was first only, on only. Actually, yeah. So the correct answer for this is option number A. The manager asked the team to stay on the project deadlines, because in by at does not seem well in this case. The correct answer is option number A. Moving on to the next question now. Identify the correct homonym. Okay. So the question is, he will dash the new position of the manager. So the options are ascent, accent, ascent, accept. Okay. So the correct answer is accept. In this context, the correct answer is accept, which is going to be answer option D. Moving on to the next question, find the part of the sentence which has this error. So the committee have decided to postpone the meeting, and we have four options. The committee have decided to postpone the meeting, and this kinds of question, guys, is called as error spotting. Okay, so we have to spot the error, in which exact part the error is there. So the correct answer for this question is the committee have decided. Okay, it should not be have decided, instead it should be has. Okay, the committee has decided, because they have already done it. It's not like they are waiting for it to be done in future. It is already done. The decision is already made. So that is why the correct answer is going to be option number B, that is has decided, have decided. Like have decided is the wrong one, and the correct instead of this is going to be has decided. But the question that was being asked to us was, we have to find the error in which part it is. So the error, the part in which the error is have decided. Moving on to the next question, choose the most suitable word for to fill in the blank. The sentence that we have is, the project was dash successfully within the given time frame. Options are completed, ended, finished, and closed. The project was completed. The answer is option number A, completed. Okay, it was simple and straightforward. Moving on to the next question, we have a passage, and we have to like, this is a reading comprehension based question. We have to read the passage, and we have to answer the question that is being asked based on that passage. The question is, the introduction of electric vehicles is expected to reduce air pollution significantly. Governments worldwide are encouraging the use of electric cars by offering incentives and building infrastructure. The question is, why are the government encouraging electric vehicles usage? Okay, so in the first sentence only we write, the introduction of electric vehicles is expected to reduce air pollution significantly. Okay, so why, like why we are talking about introducing the electric vehicles is because air pollution has to be reduced. Now let's see what are the options that we have: to save fuel, to reduce air pollution, to compete with other nation, and the last option is to increase car sales. Obviously, we have already seen in the first sentence itself it was mentioned, that is to reduce air pollution. The correct answer is to reduce the air pollution. Moving on to the next question, what does the phrase bite the bullet means? We have four options: to avoid a situation, to face a difficult situation bravely, to act lazily, to criticize someone. So, bite a bullet. See, bullet is already very strong. Biting a bullet also means to show bravery. Okay, that is to face a difficult situation bravely. See, bullet is a hard stuff, and biting it seems to be more tougher, which means a situation is already very tough. You are handling it in a bravely way. Okay, so that is why the option B is correct in this case, that is to face a situation bravely. Let's move on to the next question now. Choose the antonym of the word prosperity. So we have four options. Okay, wealth, poverty, growth, and success. So the correct answer for this is antonym, we have been asked. So the correct answer for this one is going to be wealth, poverty, growth, success. Poverty seems to be correct, because poverty means like opposite of like prosperity. So that is why we are selecting this one. Guys, let me know if you haven't if you have any doubts while solving any questions, or in any questions if you have any doubt, let me know that. Moving on to the next question now. Convert the sentence into passive voice. So we have a sentence, we have to convert it into passive voice. The team completed the project on time. The correct answer is this. Okay, the project was completed on time by the team. Moving on to the next question, convert the sentence into indirect speech. We have a direct speech question, which is, the teacher said you have done a great job. So the indirect speech of this would be, the teacher said that we have done a great job. So again, first of all, we will put a dat here in this place, and instead of you, because in that context teacher was saying, but now we are saying this sentence, that is why we are saying we have, we had. Now because we will not use have, because already the sentence we are talking in past tense, so we had done a great job. Next question. Okay, now so guys, now as you might be aware, these were the questions we have solved till now. I have given you the answers. Now I want two questions for you, that you solve it by yourself and write it down the answer in the comment section, because by doing so you will also get the practice of solving this question. And it is very important that you do it honestly without checking the answer of other questions, other candidates, and don't think that everyone will comment, so why should I need to comment, because since you have followed the question so far, so it should be like you should do it with utter honesty and you should comment it down. Okay, so the question is, after the meeting, the CEO dashed the importance of teamwork and collaboration, and the options are emphasized, emphasize, emphasizing, emphasizes. So please comment down the answer of this question. What do you feel it should be? Let's see the next one. Choose the correct word to complete the sentences. The question is, the soldier showed great dash in the battle. So the options are brave, bravery, bravely, braveness. Okay, so make sure that you comment down the answer for this question too. Let's look at this question. We have the number series and we have to tell the next digit that will come in the series. Okay, so this is the series. Let's write down the series that is given to us: 3, 7, 13, 21, 31, and then we have to find out what will come here. Okay, let's understand the pattern. Okay, I would suggest all of you guys that please pause for the minute, think on it, and then try to find it. Once you have found the solution, you can continue watching the video. Let's try to find out the pattern. So 3 to 7, okay, the gap is of 4. Then 7 to 13, the gap is of what? 6. Okay, 13 to 21, the gap is 8. Okay, and 31 to 21, the gap is of 10. If you see, it is 4, then 6, then 8, then 12. Every time 2 is increasing. Okay, so then the next one would be what? 12. Okay, which means 31 plus 12, it would be what? 31 plus 12 is 41 plus 2, 43. Okay, so in this one, the next digit that will come is 43. The correct answer will be option number A, which is 43. Okay, let's move on to the next question now. We have this number series. We have to tell what will come in the next part. So let's write the series that we have: 10, 14, 23, 39, 64, and then we have to find out what will come here. Let's try to understand the pattern once again. The gap between them is what? 4. The gap between 23 and 14, which means 23 minus 14 is what? 9. Here it is, the gap is 16, and 39 to 64, the gap is 25. Okay, so see, if you see, the pattern is what? 2 square initially, then it was 3 square, then it became 4 square, then 5 square. So next one should be what? 6 square, right? So when we will add 36, which is the square of 6, what we will get? 36 in 64, we will get 100, right? The next value will be 100. So in this one, the correct answer will be option number A. Okay, the correct answer is option A, which is 100. Hope you are getting the answers. Okay, guys, before we move on to the next question, I want to request all of you that if you find this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with your friends. Okay, because it takes a lots of effort to create these kinds of videos. Okay, so as a payback, what you can do is just subscribe to the channel and like this video so that more students can get benefited from it. Let's now see the next question. We have to find the odd one out. Okay, so see, we are given different options. We have to tell out of the given options which is the odd option. Okay, and we have to tell that as the answer. Let's try to see one by one. H, I, K, J. This is our first option. Okay, so if you see what is happening, H, I, and then K, J is reversed. Okay, let's see option number B, K, L, and then M and N is reversed. So K, L is in proper sequence, and N and M. So this is reversed. Okay, they both look similar in pattern, right? Let's move on to the C. So S, T, V, U. Again, ST is in correct sequence and VU is like reverse. Actually, it should be STUV, right? Okay, so far all looks, the pattern looks same in all, right? Let's see the last one, RSTU. Okay, if you see here, RS is also in sequence and TU is also in continuation in the sequence. Okay, RS TU. Ideally, it should be RS UT. If it would be in this pattern, then this would follow, right? But now since it is in this one, this is the odd man out, we can say. Okay, this is the odd man or odd one out. Why so? Because rest all are following a pattern, whereas this one is in the consecutive or in the continuous sequence. Okay, so that is why the correct answer will be RSTU. Okay, which is option number D. Hope you have got the answer. Let's now move on to the next question. We have this series, we have to tell what will come in the next series. Okay, so let's take the series 2, 5, 26, and then we have to find out what will come here. So let's try to understand the pattern here. See, the pattern that is getting followed is, if you focus for some time and then if you will think properly, you will get to know the difference. How this is calculated is 2 square plus 1, okay, which is what? 5. Okay, next is what? 5 square plus 1, okay, which is what? 26, which means square of the last digit and then add 1 to it. So in the same way, if you follow the pattern, what it should come is 26 square plus 1. Okay, so see, 26 square is what? 676. Okay, and then when we will add 1 to it, it will become 677. So 677 should be the digit that should come in the next one, and the answer will be option number B. Guys, also make sure that in exams you do the calculations very correctly, because sometimes what happens, your logic, reasoning, everything is correct, but you are in so hurry that you make mistakes in calculations, and because of that your final answer will be wrong. Okay, in this question the options were totally different, so it would be not big deal. Okay, if you would have made the mistakes in calculations also, you would got something around like 675 or something, right? So at least you can understand, okay, this is near to this one. But in some of the options, what comes is they will give you the options in this way, like 674, 675, 677 and 676. Now just one one digit mistake also can give you wrong answer, right? And you might select the wrong answer. That's why I always say, make sure, like when you are solving these kinds of question, make sure that you do the calculations very correctly, okay, because that is very, very important. Let's now move on to the next question. Let's look at this question. Find the missing number in the sequence. We have been given a sequence and we have to find out the next number that will come in this sequence. Let's write the sequence once again. 2, 3, 7, 8, 13, 14, and we have to find out what will come at this place. Okay, so let's I would suggest you guys that pause for a minute, try to think for the logic, and then you can watch with move ahead with the solution. Okay, let's now look at what is the logic that is getting applied here. First thing, if you notice, there are pairs, okay, like 2, 3 consecutive pairs, okay, like 7, 8 and then 13, 14. Okay, this is one thing to note. And the next thing is, if you see 2, 3 and then next is automatically 7 is coming, so there is a gap. Okay, there is some gap that you have to understand. How much is that gap? So see, from 2 to 7 the gap is 5. Okay, then again 7 and 8 is coming, and then again directly 13 is coming. So from 7 to 13 the gap is plus 6. Okay, then 13, 14 is coming, and then now we know that there should be a digit which should come after some gap. So what should be that gap? See, initially it was 5, then it became 6. So the logic is it should now become 7. So 13 plus 7 is going to be what? 20. So the correct answer in this case is going to be option number C, which is 20. Okay, hope you have understood the logic. So the thing that will come here will be 20. Let's now move on to the next question. So this is a question based on series. Okay, not series but coding. Okay, so if you see, we have the question as, if computer is coded as this word, okay, and what is the code for Senate? So basically we are given a word and we have been given its coded word. In the same way, we are asked for one word and we have to find out the coded word for that. So guys, see, before we solve this question, I want to tell you that these are some questions where you might need this alphabet chart. Okay, what is the alphabet chart? I'll quickly tell you, like E, F, G. Okay, so see, in this one you should know like exactly at which position the alphabet comes. Okay, so in this way, like you should create for yourself, okay, in some rough paper or somewhere. Okay, so this will be very helpful for you when you attempt these kinds of questions. Okay, let's see now how it will be very helpful. So first of all, let's write the word that is given to us, which is computer. Okay, and computer. Okay, now what I will do is I will write the occurrence of each in the like alphabet series. Okay, like for example, C comes at which position? C comes at third position, right? So I will write 3 here. In the same way I'll write for all. So O comes at 15, then M comes at 13, P comes at 16, U comes at 21, T comes at 20, and then E comes at 5, and 12 comes at sorry, R comes at 18. Okay, see, now you can't figure out these things if you don't have this chart, right? That's what I'm saying. Like if you don't have this, then you will not be able to solve, and it hardly takes 1 minute to write this. Okay, so once you have written this, your answer will be like super easy, and you will be like quickly able to find out the logic. Okay, see, now this was the given word, and what is the coded word for it? G, K, Q, L, Y, T, I, N. Okay, now let's write the like digits of this one. So G comes at which position? 7th. Okay, and then we have K, which is at 11th position. Then we have Q, which is at 17th position. Then we have L, which is at position number 12. Y is at position number 25. P is at position number 16. I at 19, and N at I at 9. Sorry, not 19. And N at 14. Okay, now let's understand the logic. See, from C to G, it is a plus of 4 character. Okay, 4 letters you can say. Then 15 to 11, that is O to K, it is what? Minus 4 is happening. Okay, that is the O was at position 15, and then K is at position 11. In the same way, 13 to 17 is what? Plus 4 again. 16 to 12 is minus 4. 21 to 25 is plus 4. Then again minus 4, plus 4, minus 4. So if you guys notice, there is this sequence that is getting followed, that initially for one letter it is getting plus 4, and for the other it is getting minus 4. So let's now try to solve the word that is asked to us. So the word that is asked to us is Senate. Okay, S-C-N-A-T-E. I'll quickly write the occurrences or the position values. So S comes at position number 19. This comes at 5. Then we have N at 14. Then A at 1. T at 20, and then E at 5. Okay, now again what we will do? Plus 4 minus 4, right? So plus 4 minus 4, again plus 4 for this, minus 4 for this, plus 4 for this, and minus 4 for this. So what we will get? So S plus 4 is what? W, which comes at position number 23. E plus E minus 4 is what? A. Okay, which comes at position 1. N plus 4 again will be R. Okay, which is at 18th position. Now in this one, if you see, A is at 1 and minus 4 is what? Minus 3. So how you have to minus? You have to minus out of the total, which is from end. Okay, that is 26 minus 3, which is going to be 23. So on 23 we have W. So in this one it is like either minus 3 you have to consider, or 23rd position, and I told you how to calculate 23rd position. Then T plus 4 is what? T plus 4 is going to be X, which is going to be at 24th position, and then E minus 4 is going to be A, which is at 1st position. See, now we have got this one as our final word. Okay, that is WAR WXA. So this will be our coded word as the answer. So the correct answer for this question is going to be option number C, which is WAR WXA. Okay, hope you have understood this question. Let's now move on to the next question now. So we have this question as Raja's cycling problem. Let's read the problem statement and then we will try to solve this question. Okay, so the problem statement that is given to us is Raja left home and cycled 5 kilometers towards southward. Then he turned left and cycled 2 kilometers, and then turned left again and cycled 3 kilometers. After that, he turned right and cycled 5 kilometers. How many kilometers does he need to cycle to reach his home in a straight line? And we have given different options. Let's see how we will solve this. So see, this is a direction based questions. Okay, if you are not aware, in direction based questions we will be needing a chart, okay, of direction. Okay, so on the top we have north, then here we have south, this side we have east, and this side we have west. Now this chart is going to help us in order to solve this question that is being asked. Let's read the problem statement. Okay, see, first of all, let's try to mark down the directions on the chart itself so that we can solve this question. Okay, so see, this is our origin or the starting point. Okay, usually, so Raja has left home and cycled 5 kilometers southward. So from his home he has traveled how much? 5 kilometers southwards. So this is what? 5 kilometers. Okay, Then he turned left and cycled 2 kilometers. So now at this point Raja is here, okay, and facing in this direction. So for him the left direction would be this side, okay. So how much he traveled? He turned left and then cycled 2 kilometers. So he traveled 2 kilometers here. So this is how much? This is 2 kilometers, okay. And then again he turned left, okay. So now his face is in this direction. So for him the left will be top direction, okay, upwards. So then in that direction he traveled 3 kilometers again. Okay, so this much distance he traveled, that is 3 kilometers. After that he turned right and cycled 5 kilometers. So now he is standing here facing north direction. So from here the right direction would be in this side, okay. So here he has traveled again 5 kilometers, okay. So now he is at this point. Now it is asked how many kilometers he need to cycle to reach his home in a straight line as in this one, okay. Let me mark down with a different pen. So see, in this one we need to find the distance, that is O to P, okay. So if you focus carefully, it is what? It is forming a right angle triangle, okay. So in right angle triangle, you know, we can find out this by the Pythagoras theorem, because this is the hypotenuse, right? So now let's see what are these values, okay. That is base and perpendicular. So the perpendicular value is what? Total was 5 kilometers, and then he traveled back 3 kilometers. So which means this distance is what? 2 kilometers, right? Then we have what? Base. So in base is we have two things, that is 2 plus 5, so which will give us 7. Now if we have to find the hypotenuse, how we will find? Just simply 2 square plus 7 square, and we'll put that in under root, which is going to be 4 plus 49, and this is going to give us what? 53. So the correct answer in this case is going to be option A, which is 53. Okay, let's now move on to the next question. We have this question where we need to pick the odd man out, okay. So let's see. We have different options. Let's see one by one. First one is A, B, D, C. Let's see the pattern that is getting followed. First we have A and B in sequence, and then C and D are swapped up, okay. Let's see option B, which is M, N, P, Q. See, sequence is correct, M and N, and then P and Q, but there is one letter which is omitted in between, which is O, okay. Let's see the next one. P, Q, S, R. So this again, this is similar to first one, wherein P and Q are in correct sequence and R and S positions are swapped. Option D is what? S, T, V, U. S and T is in correct sequence, and V and U are again swapped up. So now if you see, option A, C and D are similar or following the same pattern, but option B is following a totally different pattern. So in this case, we can say that option B is the odd man out, okay. So the correct answer is going to be option B. Let's look at this question. We have the question as select the correct mirror image of the given figure when the mirror is held or placed at AB, okay, which means on the right hand side the mirror is placed. So we have to understand what will be the mirror image that will come here, okay, after the like in the mirror, how the characters will look like. See, guys, in order to solve this question, before that you need to understand few things when it comes to mirror image concept, okay. So the mirror is placed in this way, right, which is like vertically, okay. So it reflects the image horizontally, okay. Left and right sides are swapped first of all. So whichever is on this side, okay, which is nearest to the mirror, will come here, okay, in this position, okay. Understand that thing first. So let's understand by this thing. Let's first of all see the options, and let's try to eliminate the ones which are not correct. The S and Z should come here, okay. S and Z is coming here in this one also. So see, this one everyone is following the same. Now the second thing that you should notice is letter reflections, okay. So like we have 4 letters, right? N, Z, Q, N, S, Q and Z, okay. Now you have to understand, you know, in letters also there are different types of letters, okay. Like A is called a symmetrical letter, okay, because if we would have A in this case, okay, if the mirror would be in this direction, A would reflect as it is, okay, because A is kind of symmetrical vertically, okay, because A in this way would reflect the same way. That is why A is a symmetrical. So now we have to understand, in our case also, do we have any symmetrical letters or not? So see, N is not a symmetrical letter, okay, because N appears reversed. So the reverse like order of N will be what? This one, okay. This is how N will appear if the mirror is placed on the horizontal, like this vertical side, that is the right side, okay. So that is why N is not a symmetrical one. Similar goes with the S. S is also not a symmetrical one. So after, like, you know, after the mirror image, it will look something like this. Okay. Comes to Q. Q is also not symmetrical. So the tail of Q will go in this direction. Okay. After mirror image. Next is Z. Z is again not a mirror symmetrical character. So after the mirror image, it will look something like this. Now we have understood how the four characters or the four letters that we have are not symmetrical. So what will be the final answer? So as I told, S will come in this place. Okay. So S will be something like this. Then we have Q. So not Q but Z. Okay. Z will come below S. So Z will be something like this. Then like this. Okay, then next up we have N. So N, the mirror image, after any mirror image it will look like this, and then Q will look like this with the tail at this end. So now if you see the matching options, S, N, Z, Q, first one is matching. So for now let us consider this is the correct, but let's also analyze the other options also, what was wrong in them. So in the B option you can clearly see Q is wrongly placed. In C you can see N is not mirror imaged, so that is why this is wrong. And in D if you see Z, okay, Z is not mirror image, so that is why D is also not the correct answer. The correct answer is going to be option number A, which is this one. Okay, hope you have understood it. Let's now move on to the next question. Okay, let us look at this problem. Select the option in which the figure pair share the same relationship as shared by the given pair of figures. Okay, so we have these two figure pairs. We have to understand the logic. Okay, what is the relationship they are sharing, or what is the logic that is getting followed in these two figures, and based on that we have to see which of the options figures are also following the same logic. Okay, let us understand. We have three images in the first figure. Okay, this is figure 1 and this is figure 2. Okay, so in the first figure we have three images, and from figure 1 to figure 2 what change is happening is the color is getting alternate. Okay, the one which has black color inside it is getting to white, and the one without color is getting to black. Okay, which means color change. Okay, color change is happening. That is the first logic. Second thing is the centered symbol is in its own place, but the placement of the small characters is getting changed to horizontal. Okay, so we can say horizontal shift, okay, of small symbols. Okay, not the larger one which is in the center. So this is the two things that we have seen and we have noticed that is happening. Okay, let's now, based on these two things, let us now analyze the options. Okay, first thing is, see, in the first figure the color itself is not changing. In the main figure also it is dark, and in the second one also it is dark, so that is why it cannot be the answer. Let's see the second one. Here also color change is not happening, so that is why this is also wrong. In the third one if you see, color change is happening. Okay, first is getting followed. Let's see the second one, horizontal shift is happening or not. So according to our logic, triangle should come here, not triangle but this is the diamond. Okay, and then this triangle should go there, and then this should be the like trapezium or whatever, hexagon or whatever is it, and after that the color change should be how? This should be dark and these should be empty. Let's see if it is following. No, see, if you see here it is coming triangle, but according to our logic it should be diamond, right? Because here what it is doing, it is not doing horizontal shift, instead it is doing vertical shift. Okay, like it is moving this way up and this way down, but we want it this way. Okay, like if it is this side, so it should be going there and this one should be going there. Hope you have understood it, though that is why this is also wrong. Let's see the last one, if it is following or not. So the color change is happening. Okay, this one was white, it is getting black, black to white, white to black. Okay, this is following. Okay, horizontal shift is also happening. Okay, so triangle is going there and circle is going here. So this one is the correct one in this case. Okay, so the correct answer for this question is going to be option number D. Hope you have understood it. For any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section. Moving on to the next question. So guys, so far we have seen and practiced a lot of questions. Now it is time for you to practice two questions, and I'm not going to tell you the answer of these questions. You need to do it on your own. That is, these are DIY questions that you do it yourself, and you have to write down the answers of these questions in the comment box. Make sure that you attempt these questions. Okay, let's see the question. The question is, a shopkeeper buys a pen for 40 rupees and sells it for 50 rupees. What is his forfeit percentage? The options that we have is 20%, 25%, 30% and 50%. Let's see the next question that we have. The question is, train running at the speed of 60 kilometers per hour crosses a 300 meter long bridge in 30 seconds. What is the length of the train? The options that we have is 200, 300, 400 and 500 meters. Make sure to attempt both the questions and write the answers in the comment section. So guys, that's all for today's video. I hope you found it helpful, and if you do, please give it a like. If you have any more doubts, please drop them in the comment section. You can also join me on Telegram and follow me on Instagram as well. You can ask your queries over Instagram DM too. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss on any of the important updates on notification whenever I upload a new video. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching the video.